Bonita was quite surprised because throughout the meeting, her colleagues kept staring at her. No matter where she went or what she did, their eyes never left her. Things got even worse when she stepped forward to present a sales plan for a beverage company and received praise from her superior. The sarcastic smiles and disdainful glances made her feel even more uncomfortable. The young woman knew that not everyone would like her, but until now, she had always ignored it, trying not to think too much, believing it wouldn't affect her life. She didn't care about the unworthy, yet the more silent she remained, the louder their voices seemed to become. The less she resisted, the more they felt like winners. For Bonita, this place wasn't boring because of the work, it was because of her colleagues. Based on Bonita's previous idea, which was very well received by the client, they want her to be the project coordinator. Her boss's voice rang out, and this time, every eye in the room inevitably turned to her, faces showing undeniable excitement. She received praise from the client along with admiring glances from senior leaders. This was something anyone in the workplace would wish for. It meant promotion, bonuses, and possibly a salary increase after the annual review. So, although this is Khun project and hasn't officially launched yet, Bonita will be the sole coordinator and handle multiple tasks. So that means Bonita will become the project lead? Sarat spoke on behalf of everyone present in the meeting. Honestly, even though he admired her, seeing her advance further than expected stirred a pang of jealousy deep inside him. That's right. That's the client's request. Meanwhile, the young woman, suddenly entrusted with such an important role, felt uneasy, not because of others' gossip, but because of her own lack of confidence. She feared she wouldn't perform well. Will it be okay? I've never handled a task like this before. No one is skilled on the first day. If you don't start today, then tomorrow, when another opportunity comes, you'll still have to begin. Her boss replied in a calm yet firm tone. He didn't want to hear any refusal from a young woman after he had already assured the client and senior leaders that Bonita would take charge and successfully complete this project. This was not only the company's opportunity, but her own. The young woman wanted to argue, to voice her insecurities, but when she thought of her partner and everything she had worked for, Bonita realized that those worries were trivial. You could do it, you would do it, pushing yourself toward success. Kirapat's words still echoed in her heart, as vividly as if they had been spoken yesterday. Kirapat would always encourage and support her to the end, as long as she kept moving forward. And Bonita had to do the same, like her partner constantly trying to be the wind beneath her wings. The client wants you as the coordinator because they like your way of working. This is your opportunity. You should seize it. Her boss repeated in a firm voice, eyes full of pressure. Not only him, but everyone in the meeting room was watching her with expectant looks. Some were happy, some jealous. All of it blended together, making Bonita's palms start to sweat. I understand, sir. When she finally spoke, the weight on her slender shoulders seemed to lighten, yet beneath it was a deep joy in her heart, because this opportunity proved that she had become someone of value in the eyes of the person she loved. Her achievements would silence the gossipers, those who claimed she had earned her position only because of her relationship with her partner. Though she had been reminded many times, the young woman still hadn't fully listened. She had once said that mere advice wouldn't make her succeed in a project. It was like counting from 1 to 10. Her partner only tapped the rhythm at the start, but the one who had to complete the count was herself. Kirapat helped her gain confidence day by day, and she hoped that one day she would be able to feel confident as her true self. But I don't understand. How can the boss be sure that Bonita was chosen to oversee the project because of her ability? What do you mean, Sarat? Finally, jealousy had overtaken admiration in him. Knowing that Bonita would never choose him, would never love him, Sarat felt there was no reason to continue being kind, because what he had hoped for would never happen. I mean, The boss should know that Bonita is involved with Khun, the well-known figure in our office circles. What I want to ask is, what if Bonita got this position for personal reasons rather than her competence? Bonita felt flustered, as if everyone in the room was holding stones, ready to throw them at her at any moment. The department head was silent for a moment before speaking. Then let this project serve as proof, whether Bonita is trusted for her ability or because of what Sarah just accused. That's fine, but I won't be able to work under Bonita's supervision with confidence. I hope you understand, sir. Many in the meeting agreed with Sarah and voiced their objections. Only a few remained silent, unmoved by his words. If Sarah hadn't said it, I would have reported to management that I cannot work with someone who leaves early frequently, drinks alcohol during work hours, and cannot complete assigned tasks on time without help, Bonita said. Anyway, let's consider today as an opportunity for everyone to express their opinions. That way, I'll know who I can trust to discuss this project with. And thank you, sir, for the opportunity. I'll do my best. Work ended at the office. Bonita didn't carry it home with her. Yet, when she returned and heard her partner's intentions, she had to sigh. The burden inside her nearly disappeared when she looked into those determined eyes, heard the voice tinged with anger, and sensed the clear resolve that she didn't want to be underestimated or criticized behind her back. But Khun's determination immediately vanished just seconds after she finished expressing her personal wish. No, I don't want to drive. But the little woman leapt onto her partner, who was sitting on the sofa, her legs nearly draped across the other's lap. It was a familiar, comfortable posture, the way she always surrendered herself to the one she loved. When Bonita leapt in, it meant she truly gave her whole self, body and heart, into her partner's arms. Love, do you want me to drive to the office myself? But that's what would happen if I drive myself. We'd have to separate, and we'd only meet after work. And also, love, you wouldn't come pick me up anymore, would you? Are you tired of having to fight through traffic just to get me? That's not it. I just want you to have your own car so you can go anywhere you want on your own. Bonita shook her head. I don't want to. Why? Love, think about it. Between people gossiping that I ride in a luxury car and the luxury car coming to pick me up, which is better? The second one, right? Driving yourself can't compare to having a personal driver. And if they know the driver is the famous Khun, wouldn't they get even more jealous? When Khun heard this, she immediately pictured the situation and instantly understood the reasoning. Although she wanted to continue being stubborn, she didn't want to upset her partner. She didn't want to create tension between them again. And as for the person in black, the one whose identity remained unknown, she could only guess that it was someone working in the same building as Bonita. She couldn't be careless and let Bonita spend too much time alone. Even with someone monitoring from afar, it still wasn't fully reliable. Why don't you seem upset when someone talks badly about you behind your back? If I let it get to me, it would hurt a lot. But I try not to notice it. So, you mean that I'm saying bad things just to make you suffer? Bonita shook her head again. The soft, clean, fragrant body of the one who had just showered embraced her partner with all gentleness. No, love. I don't mind if you get angry. That sounds strange, Khun said. Strange or not, I like that one of your concerns is me. Because it proves I'm still important to P Queen. It's always like that. People change every day. But one day you'll be punished so badly you won't be able to get up if you keep thinking like that. Bonita giggled, pushing herself slightly out of the embrace. Her soft lips brushed lightly against her partner's chin, slid to the cheek, and ended with a gentle bite on the earlobe before whispering, Sorry, it's that time of the month. Be patient. Maybe one day I won't be able to get up and I'll have to call in sick because Daddy completely knocked me out. Babe, Khun said sternly, warning her not to be so daring. No matter how much time had passed, That stubborn streak had never faded.
Huh?
Speaking in such a threatening tone.
Phuying.
Do you want me to call you Mommy? Kirapat frowned and tightened her hold on Benita's small frame as if to punish her, but carefully avoided causing any pain. Her thin lips lowered to nibble on Benita's soft chest, deliberately leaving a mark as a way to vent the rough frustration stirred by the teasing words. She made sure not to leave marks in places that could be seen by others. Anything visible would cause gossip, shame, and hurt her partner even more. If that happens, it would be best not to say a single word. The older woman whispered in a husky voice, not to threaten, but to let Benita know that she truly would be disciplined, through her body, through pent-up emotions, and the only thing Benita could do was moan beneath her. Bonita laughed, lifting her head to meet a kiss that was neither fierce nor gentle. It was a cautious kiss, as if to prevent herself from being too stubborn. She was indeed stubborn, sometimes even obstinate, but she always tried to be gentle with her. Bonita felt it was precisely those efforts that made her heart overlook the fact that she was deeply loved, even when that love was laced with worry. Of course. Having a partner who was both beautiful and alluring like this, who wouldn't feel anxious, who wouldn't want to claim her entirely. Today, the boss assigned me to manage Khun Phuying's project. Then the story poured out like a flowing river. Bonita believed that by speaking it aloud, she would see everything more clearly and sometimes even receive useful advice from her partner. Yet there were things she didn't dare to share, like how some people at the company considered her a woman without honor, who could be humiliated in any way they wished. She didn't know how they had discovered that she once worked at a night bar. It hurt her because she couldn't deny the truth, even though she knew it wasn't the disgraceful work they claimed it to be. It was an honest job, earning money through genuine effort, and she wouldn't have cared if those slanders hadn't reached Kirapat. What made her the angriest was when they said Kirapat was stupid, thoughtless, and yet ended up in the hands of someone like Bonita. How could hundreds of employees and even a dozen directors trust Kirapat's work abilities, when she doesn't even know how to choose a good wife, especially when that person chooses to publicly reveal her true gender? Wait until she collapses. I'll step on her, crush her to the ground. There's no way a woman could be better than a man at work. Trust me, next time I see her, I'll find her weakness and punish her. Those words were never spoken directly to her, but Bonita overheard them one night. She had just left a crowd and was sitting on a bench near the parking lot to get some fresh air. Don't be afraid. Khun Phuying isn't difficult to work with. I've told you before, he has clear likes and dislikes when it comes to work. Sounds like you're using the cheat method people have been gossiping about. Kirapat shrugged. If it were me, I could even make you do it for me, love. Bonita smiled, hesitating for a moment, unsure whether to tell her partner that she knew about the ill-intentioned people at the company, because she knew they shared one trait. Neither of them would allow anyone to harm the person they loved. She could endure it when the target was only herself. But when Kirapat's name was dragged through the mud, Kirapat became like a ticking time bomb, ready to explode. Babe, there's something I want to tell you. It was fine. Even if this bomb exploded, it wouldn't matter if this time it affected only those unworthy. And most importantly, she had to make sure the bomb wouldn't hurt herself. The next morning, Bonita didn't step into the luxury car she had once wished for, but she hadn't expected the luxurious driver, Kirapat, to park right in front of the high-rise building and step out to show off to everyone. The young woman wore a flawlessly fitted white blouse, tailored trousers without a single crease, and a striking pair of red high heels, red like blood from heel to ground, at once imposing and elegant. When she stopped and stood beside Bonita, who wore a white chiffon blouse, a pencil skirt, and also high heels, Bonita still couldn't match her presence. Yet strangely, when they stood together, the atmosphere between them wasn't awkward or overwhelming at all. Perhaps it was because Kirapat's long, Slender hand reached out to gently stroke the small woman's soft hair, paired with a thin smile on her lips. Why did you suddenly get out of the car? Normally, Kirapat would drop her off at the building entrance and leave immediately. I want everyone to know who's driving Bonita's luxury car. Oh, really? Now go to work. If you notice anything strange, report it to me immediately. If you hear anything unpleasant, speak up. Don't keep it inside anymore. Understand? But if you step out like this, I won't be able to kiss you. Bonita said, frowning. Who says you can't? That beautiful face leaned close and gently pressed her lips to Bonita's. The kiss wasn't slow, but it wasn't rushed either. It was deep enough to make Bonita's heart race and also left many nearby people stunned in surprise. Then this evening, I'll come pick you up, babe.